Have you ever noticed that many responsible people don't actually know how to rest? You probably know someone like this, maybe in your home, maybe in your circle, or perhaps you are one yourself. Even when the work is done, the children are asleep, and the house is finally quiet, something inside of them stays alert, almost as if slowing down might cause life to fall apart. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Ashford. If you are someone who carries a lot for other people, this may be worth reflecting on. Let me tell you about someone I will call Grace. Grace is in her early 30s. She has a demanding job. She has 2 young children. She is the one people rely on. At work, she is dependable. At home, she is the steady presence. And in church, she volunteers whenever help is needed. Everyone around her seems to admire her strength. A few weeks ago, Grace finally had a free Saturday. No deadlines, no school runs, no urgent responsibilities. But by mid-afternoon, she felt uneasy. She kept reaching for her phone. She started thinking about tasks that could just get done, not because anything was left undone, but perhaps because nothing needed her at that time. And that silence felt eerily uncomfortable. Now, many people live like this even without realizing it. They are responsible, but over time, the responsibility becomes more than a role. It becomes their identity. There's a difference between being responsible and needing responsibility to feel valuable. Healthy responsibility supports life. On the other hand, identity-driven responsibility controls life. When your sense of worth becomes tied to being needed, rest can begin to feel like irrelevance, and irrelevance feels like danger. So even when the body is tired, the mind keeps scanning for the next problem to solve. Now, this is not weakness. In many cases, it comes from love, from a genuine desire to provide, to protect, to build something meaningful. But slowly, without realizing it, you can begin to live as though your value depends on how much you carry. And over time, something begins to fade. Not the work continues, but the presence, the joy, the ability to simply be with the people you love without mentally being somewhere else. Your children speak to you and you hear them, but part of you is still solving tomorrow's problem. Your spouse sits beside you and you are there, but not fully. You become so good at carrying others that you quietly forget how to simply be held. This is the cost that no one talks about. Not a burnout, not a breakdown, just a slow fading of presence. And one day you look back and realize you were there for everything, but not fully in anything. Here's where faith offers a very different starting point. In the Gospels, there is a quiet moment where the disciples return from a period of intense activity. They have been serving, traveling, and helping people. And the first invitation they receive is not another assignment. Jesus invites them to rest. Not resting so that they can become more productive, but simply to rest. Because their worth did not come from the mission, their mission flowed from their worth. For many of us today, especially those balancing work, parenting, and responsibility, this is a difficult truth to accept. Because resting can feel like letting people down or falling behind. But here are 3 things you can try this week. First, notice your relationship with rest. The next time you sit down in the evening and feel the urge to get up and do something useful, pause for a moment. Name what is happening inside of you. You might quietly say to yourself, I feel uneasy because right now I'm not being needed. Just naming the feeling can reduce its power. Second, gently question the pressure you carry. Ask yourself this simple question. If no one noticed all that I'm doing, would I still feel at peace with who I am? Do not rush the answer, just sit with it. And third, practice small moments of non-productive presence. Create a short time this week, perhaps 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. No multitasking, no self-improvement, no preparation for the next task. Just be present with your family, or in silence or in prayer. Now, you may feel restless at first. That is absolutely normal. Okay, there's no need to panic there. Rest is not just a physical act, it's also an act of quiet trust. And coming back to Grace, she is still the person people rely on. She still works hard, she still loves deeply. But recently, she has begun to do something new. Over a free afternoon last weekend, She sat in her garden. Her phone was inside the house and the world did not fall apart. For the first time in a long while, she noticed that rest did not make her less valuable. It simply reminded her that she was already held. If you carry a lot, learning to rest is not a step away from responsibility. Perhaps it is the next step of maturity. Take this thought with you this week, and if you know someone who lives under the quiet fatigue, you may want to share this reflection with them. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, cheers and God bless.